And page 26. Here we are, starting with the kanji for capital. Have a look at it. I'm going to show you a picture. Have a look at this picture of a Japanese lantern. Check out the shape. Then I'm going to show you the etymology of the kanji for capital. Then I'm going to show you the etymology for the kanji for capital. And here it is. That's what the kanji for capital used to look like. And this is the shape, the traditional shape of a building in olden times. That was what they looked like. That's what the Japanese lantern is modelled on. So it was one of those grand buildings in the capital. So it represented capital. Let's have a look at our kakijun. And here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks just like a Japanese lantern. It's got a lid on top, then it's got a window structure, and then it's got 3 legs to hold it up. And that means capital city, Kyoto. Next we have the kanji which has a source or a core meaning of city, capital or metropolis. It's a little more complicated. And then we add that to the character here for capital city, and we get Kyoto, which was the name given to Kyoto when it first became the capital city. Let's have a look at the kakijun. And there it is. It's the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Now this right-hand side element we've actually met before, and it means a village. Some people say a village on top of a hill. Do you remember I said that this shape, this is the ichi stroke, and then the ni, it looks like a B, and Japanese people don't have a V sound in their alphabet, so they often pronounce V as a B, so think of that as village. So you've got village on the right-hand side, and that's going to stand here obviously for a place where lots of people live. It's a metropolis, so on the left-hand side. Now this actually originally was just given for its sound, but it in fact is the kanji. If it were on its own, it would mean a person. Let's have a look at the elements in it. We've got here ichi, san. That's the element for ground or dirt or soil. And then we've got that slash there, which in the case of teaching means a whip. And then we've got the sun. So we've got to somehow put that together as a story. Well, perhaps we can call people the sons of the soil. Now, of course, that's a different kind of sun, but it works just the same. And then they've got their, if they're samurai, for example, they could be their samurai sword because they're Japanese. So there we have the soil or the earth, and they've got their samurai sword. And there's the sun. In fact, the Japanese believe that they are descended from the sun. So that whole thing on the left-hand side could be Japanese there. That's the soil they live on. That's their samurai sword. And that's the sun where they're descended from. Put the two together and we've got metropolis. Have a quick look at the etymology and have a look at the right hand side. Now that's a village on a hill. It's a little hard to see that. And then the left hand side bit, you really don't have to worry too much because that's simply for the sound. So there we have to. Okay, let's go down to the next one. This is sea, and it's part of the northernmost island's name. So we add north to the character for sea and then the character for road, and we get Hokkaido. Let's have a look how this character here, sea, is written. There we go. Ich, ni, san. Now those 3 drops represent water. On the top we've got a person, and then you should recognize that's mother underneath. Let's have a look carefully. So drop, drop, drop. That's 3 drops of water. On the top there, that character there is actually the same one as we write like that, ichi ni, meaning person. When you put it on the top of a character, it gets squashed up and it looks like that. And then the bottom here, when we write mother, normally we have just 2 dots, don't we, representing her breast there, but they've been joined up. So that's mother underneath. Now, if you put person and mother together, it means all or every. And then when you add it to water, all the water in the sea, all the water, of course, is the ocean or the sea. If we have a look at the etymology, we can see that so clearly. On the left-hand side, look, that's just a river. You can see it's been clearly written there as a river, and then it's just abbreviated when it becomes more formalized. And on the right-hand side, it's a bit hard to see that every mother, although here you can see the mother figure, can't you, with the 2 breasts there, and she's sort of sitting down. So every person has a mother. That's how we remember every, and then we add it to the water, and we get ocean or sea. The next kanji that we need for the parts of Japan is this one here, a state. And you add it to Q, you get Kyushu, Kyushu. Here's the stroke order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have a look at the etymology. It's quite interesting. In fact, what you have here is islands in water, and each of those islands indicates a separate entity, a separate country or state. So you've got 3 islands and then the water in between.